advised. Okay, yeah, I think I just fixed my error. So now, he said, "What's up, Tim B?" Nothing much, but I just traded the Nasdaq. What's up with you, bro? Yeah, that's better. Looks like the audio is good too, I think. Okay, cool. So sorry for that short delay. You said, what's the bias today? Yeah, so I'm definitely bullish coming into the session, right? So starting on the daily, we created this daily fair value gap right here. And like, there's even a change in the state delivery right here, right? Like we were kind of, that is not a straight line, right? So we were kind of trending down microstructure wise, right? Then we broke above, right, this most recent high, right? Because you think, right, we pushed down, pushed up, pushed down again, broke above this high. We created this gap, we're respecting it. So we're moving in bullish flow pretty much, right? So when you go to the 4 hour from here, we created this 4 hour gap and we inverted it. So if we're going to invert this 4 hour gap so strongly, I feel like the next clear draw is this high I have marked out over here. So I feel like we're trending toward this high pretty strongly, and neither NQ or ES has actually taken this high. So I'm definitely going to be bullish until we take that high. And then lower time frame. I mean, we even tapped into this 1 hour gap. We're respecting it. In my opinion, it's like ridiculously clear we are going to hit this high up here. It's a very obvious high, higher time frame too. So yeah. So entry wise, I'm looking to take a trade. We're rejecting out of a 5 minute gap, which we're kind of doing already. The highest time frame gap in this leg. Now there's no clear gaps in this leg, to be honest. So it's too close to market open. So I'm not looking to take a trade out of here like just yet. But if we can maybe sweep this low and give me a clear inverse fair value gap, I would take a long. He said that's actually neat. You like my bias? I like to I feel like I like to keep it kind of basic, not look at too many things. I just look at like gaps, liquidity, where we're trending toward. But yeah, so like right now what I'm seeing is we tapped into this 5 minute gap down here, getting a very clear reaction out of it. So I think I would have tried to look for a long here, but I don't like taking trades so close market open. He said, yes, sir, actually the same bias. Let's go. That's cool, bro. Great minds think alike. So I mean, yeah, honestly, if we could create a 5 or a 15 minute fair value gap and start respecting it and get like a lower time frame inverse fair value gap, I would definitely take a long like that. But I pretty much gotta wait for more structure to form. I'm looking if ES wants to sweep out this low. Like this could be an SMT right here. Let's say ES comes with the low and NQ doesn't. I guess technically there's already an SMT there actually, because this low is actually this low. Oh, and I forgot to mention too, there is an SMT down here, kind of by London lows, right? So it's kind of hard to spot, but if you look at this low right here, it never got swept, obviously. When you go to ES and you mark out the exact same low, this low over here actually barely got swept and was London. But we're probably just gonna run to this high over here, honestly. You said we have 4 hour bullish gap too, so it's clearly bullish for the day. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty clearly bullish. It definitely could be one of those days though, where we're just gonna run straight to this draw with no entry. So yeah, we're definitely getting this high. We're like so close to it. Yeah. So from here, I mean, I'm still bullish, don't get me wrong, but I feel like the longs are like slightly lower rated just because we took this high already. I feel like that was like that high for me at least was a very clear draw. But I mean, if we're just gonna run right past this high and like just disrespectfully, I can keep looking for longs. Okay, so if our target's past here, right? This is I feel like it's a little tricky here. I guess these are like relative equal highs. Are these actually off by one tick? So honestly, that for the next draw I'm looking at, these 4-hour highs are literally like if you look, right? 721.50, 721.25. They're off by a tick, these 4-hour highs. So like relative equal highs are a very strong draw. So I could definitely see us running up toward there. You said, but if we take liquidity, it could be a good short position. Then price might aim for the 4-hour bullish. VG. I guess you talking the one we're gonna form right now. Retrace back down here. Yeah, I mean it's definitely possible though. I feel like the way we're reacting off this high. Did I not? No, I deleted the drawing for this high. That's where it is. But I feel like we're just not respecting it like at all. So like I don't think we're gonna get a retracement to be honest. He said, "Holy, look at the 15-minute time frame." Yeah, because I feel like if we're just gonna run right through this high, I don't think we're gonna get a pullback. So at this point, so what I'm still looking for long entries. So I'm looking for either a 5 or a 15-minute fair value gap to get created, and then lower time frame if I can get an inversion like out of that, I'll take an entry like that. And honestly, so I feel like so we're gonna open up like this 5-minute pretty like soon, but I feel like that 5 minutes is just so far away. And you said respecting the 615.75 high RN. Guess there's gotta be if I scroll over far enough, there's got another high up there. But you said your chart colors are clean. Not gonna lie, thank you. Yeah, I got them from I don't know if you know the guys at PB Trading. It's pretty much their chart colors, like PB Blake. Well, it's close. I think it's similar to his. I think his are like very slightly different. But and you said waiting for a 10 a.m. candle for expansion on ES. Yeah, because honestly, I could definitely see it like at 10 a.m. We have some form of pullback down into this leg, and then just get our continuation up after that. Yeah, we are in no way respecting that high though. Like this high right here, going straight through it. But I feel like so I was talking about so this gap right here I have marked out could get traded back into, but is it likely? Honestly, probably not. So I feel like I'm probably waiting for maybe a 5-minute gap to open up here. Or honestly, it's nice if I get a 15-minute gap to open up. And then at 10 a.m., we'd manipulate down into the 15-minute gap and take a long out of there. He said, "Oh yeah, PB Blake, I came from CRV trades the day of the raid and low-key followed you. I appreciate that, bro. I do remember that. I was like, oh my god, what's going on? All these people joined. CRV's cool though. I like his trading songs. I feel like there's no one else in the trading space like making songs like that. Like, it's honestly a breath of fresh air. Although he dropping one like once a year, I feel like, or once every 6 months. But he said like he's so chill. Yeah, I'd say he's pretty chill because I feel like he's not one of those guys that just like trying to flaunt money or like buy my course or like whatever. He seems like a cool down to earth guy. I mean, I've never really talked to him, but I feel like I do this all the time where I like put like earbuds in and I'll forget to put on music. You said if I see a 2 minute inverse, I might look for shorts to the bearish liquidity. You said 2 minute inverse? I mean, there's like multiple fair value gaps in this leg. You said I don't think we'll respect those highs though. Like you're saying these are gonna like they're not gonna get left behind. They're probably gonna get like ran. Yeah, honestly, me personally, like even if internally shorts might look good at some point today, but I feel like I'm me personally, I don't think I'm trying to take a short just with like higher time frame, how bullish we're moving. But that's just me personally. He said yeah, because the candle just ran straight through. Yeah. So we're gonna open up this 5 minute gap right here. So this might be the first kind of acceptable retracement we get all day today. I feel like if I get something very clear lower time frame, I'd take it. But I feel like it would be more ideal if I could wait until 10 a.m., have like a 15-minute gap open up here, and like 10 a.m. manipulates down in that 15-minute gap. Like that would be really clean. You said it's so bullish. Yeah, it really is. It'd be cool too if ES wants to come down here, right? Like if ES could come sweep out these lows, put it in an SMT, that'd be a nice SMT to be honest. You said ES low key coming down. Yeah, at least last time I looked, it was kind of reacting up a little bit right now, but honestly, I was thinking though, like if honestly, I could have seen if ES was gonna come all the way down here and sweep out these lows. I feel like it could just sweep that straight up. You said waiting for YM to realign for longs, then ES will start its expansion. Yeah, me personally, I never look at YM because I feel like it kind of confuses me. I kind of can't handle more than two charts at once. But I'm sure it's definitely something good to look at. I mean, I'm sure I could handle looking at all three, but I'm just more comfortable like this. So we did open up this 5 minute gap though. So if we do come down here and tap into this, I definitely want to start seeing like lower time frame, how we're reacting. Oh, wow, this is nice. So we tapped into that 5-minute gap. I gotta make sure I'm ready to enter if I do. So I'm gonna be looking at what is the highest time frame gap in this leg, and if it gets inverted and gives me a clean inversion. If it's clean, like lower time frame, I feel like I'd take an inversion up. But I still gotta see what gaps form. Like there might be this 30-second forming right here. You say if it consolidates for the next 14 minutes. Yeah, honestly, that is true. Like if I can get a long out of that 15-minute gap, that would definitely be clean. But I'm just thinking, if we're gonna invert this like really quick, there's a chance we could just keep running without bullish moving higher time frame. But I want to see how these candles close. Like, see. Mm, I'm low-key debating if I want to take this. The 1 minute is the highest time frame here. It's not like either of them have taken break even. I'm probably not gonna get entry in this, to be honest. And I also don't like how. Oh yeah, no, I'm not gonna take this. I don't think, because I don't like how long it's taking inverse. Oh, that's a disgusting close. Yeah, I'm not taking this. I feel like it would have been 10 times cleaner if we inversed really quickly, but we're just taking too long and we're wicking up and then coming back down. And on top of that, it's not like I was the most confident in this. Like I'm still, honestly, I'd be a lot more confident if we can open up the 15-minute and react out of the 15-minute. You said, yeah, I'll wait for the 15-minute gap. Not a bad idea, honestly. Hmm. If this thing closes really strong, I think I might try this. I don't like that close at all. I feel like if this next candle closes really strong, I'll try this if we close strong. We're just flying up.
Order filled.
I'm in there. Just setting my stop loss and take profit. That break even is so close. I feel like Top Step X is being kind of slow for me. I'll show my executions in 1 second. I just want to make sure everything's good. Am I gonna have to? I might be going break even soon. I'm break even there. What?
Order filled.
Okay, that was so quick. Me personally though, I feel like when we make like equal highs like that, I don't like. I'm like, yeah, it could have break even rated me, and it might go my way, but there'd be days though where it make equal highs like this and just go right against me. For the heck of it, in case you guys know, in case anyone wants to not believe me, right? There's my executions. This thing might have break even rated me, to be honest. Although my entry was like here. So I would definitely be break even there if I were still in that. Oh yeah, that would be break even. That'd be a break even regardless of what happened. Let's go back to trading view. We're just chopping right now. So hopefully, I would love if we can leave behind these equal highs up here. Like especially if we're gonna come down, tap into a 15-minute gap, and still have these equal highs up there. I could see that. Honestly, W break even, because that would have stopped me out. Was it the 30-second over here? I think, yeah. I really love that we're leaving behind these equal highs. So I mean, now we're sweeping out the low inside this 5-minute gap. Oh, and there's even I didn't even see that. There's an S&T at the low because you can see ES actually took out this low over here. So honestly, I should have known I was gonna get break even, to be honest, because ES was so close to that low but never actually took it. So there's gonna be like, it's what, 5 minutes until 10 a.m. where this 15-minute gap is gonna open up. That'll make things a lot more clear, to be honest. So I mean, honestly, even though I do want to see the 15-minute gap get tapped into, only because there's equal up here. If we like invert this gap really quickly, I would try this only because of the equal highs. That's like what makes me so confident in this. But we'd have to invert it quick. So let me double check, right? Because there's no 2-minute gap, there's no 3-minute, no 4-minute, no 5-minute. Yeah, so the 1-minute gap's the highest time frame here. So I mean, if we close through this 1 minute, I'd try this for 1-to-1. There's 4 minutes till 10 a.m. now. So I mean, in 4 minutes though, there's going to be a 15-minute gap opening up here. I honestly low-key hope this doesn't even inverse because I don't even want this to inverse because I still want to see the 15-minute gap get tapped into. I feel like the more I think about this though, like I know if I do take this trade, like I'm not gonna get it on this candle. In theory, let's say we close to this next candle, like there's gonna be an unfilled 15-minute gap in my stop loss in like 2 minutes. So it's like, is that really a higher rated setup? Not really. I low-key don't even want this gap to invert. And honestly, I don't think I'm gonna take this if we invert this gap. That's honestly a shit close too. Like barely close to the gap. Yeah, I would. I mean, even if I did try to take that setup, I would be stopped at break even right now, to be honest. Because you saw it kind of came back down for a second there, and we made equal highs over there. Yeah, you can see we put in an SMT at those equal highs though. Yeah, this definitely would have been a break even trade if I took this. So, like 15 seconds until this gap's gonna open up. This 15-minute gap. So this is like the an amazing condition. So I always mark out 10 a.m. open. Mark out the 15-minute gap. So I want to see price come down to this unfilled 15-minute gap right here. That's annoying. It's gonna. Yeah, it took the equal highs. That's annoying. This is low-key kind of annoying. It's just running right now. But I thought I was gonna mark out 10 a.m. open. But so the reason I mark out 10 a.m. open though, what I was saying before, I guess. So if you think about the 4 hour chart, right? Like all these 4 hour candles, they're either starting at like what 2 or 6 or 10 a.m. right? So at least in Eastern Standard Time. But most of these candles have like a counter trend move, right? A manipulation, and they distribute the right way. So in theory, in an ideal world, this candle would manipulate down, come into the 15-minute gap, and that would allow us to dish. Ideal world. I mean, maybe it just wants a run to the sky today, but I think it's interesting how like Nasdaq is so much stronger than ES right now. So honestly, I feel like we gotta manipulate pretty far down for me to even be able to look for longs. Because I want to see us come all the way down here. This unfilled 15-minute gas. You said swept high on ES. I mean, yeah. So look at the 30-minute. Oh, I mean, yeah. I mean, but I feel like NQ already took that high too. I feel like we're just moving so bullish. Like, I feel like the next area we're running to on at least on ES is this high, like all the way up here. Should long on ES with 3-minute FVG. I guess you mean like something like this, I assume, or something like that. I hate it. We're just pushing up with no like good pullbacks. So hopefully we can pull back. We haven't opened up a 5-minute yet, I don't think. 2 minutes, we might open up a 5-minute. I feel like I'm really not trying to take a trade off of a 5-minute gap up here, but we'll see. So we're gonna open up this 5-minute gap here. I would only take something out of this 5-minute gap if lower time frame it looks really clean. It would have to look really clean for me to take something out of this 5 minutes, to be honest. So this 5-minute gap's probably gonna open up in like 30 seconds. So yeah, we tapped into that 5-minute gap. We're like immediately reacting out of it. Okay, cool. Nah. I mean, ideally, I want to see us go below 10 a.m. open, tap into this 3-minute gap. That's like best case scenario. If this 1-minute gap can open up too and invert like immediately, I feel like I might consider that. But this 30-second kind of scares me. Oh yeah, and there's two fair value gaps here, so I'd have to wait until the 1 minute. So things are getting a little more interesting now. So I mean, we're gonna open up this 1 minute in like 20 seconds. If we could close through this 1 minute like next candle, I feel like I'd try along off that. Yeah, so we open up that 1 minute gap. So honestly, if we close through this 1 minute like next candle, I'll definitely try this. You said, "Yo, man, sorry to disturb you. What's your monthly income with prop firms? Need motivation? Need motivation?" I mean, I feel like it does vary month over month, but I mean, I feel like a better estimate. I've made like $20,000 trading this year with prop firms. But like I have months where like I could have really good months, I could have really bad months where I make nothing, if you know what I mean. So if we close to this 1 minute though, I'm definitely gonna try this long. You said how long have you been trading? Well, I mean, I honestly I first started trading in like 2018, which is like almost 8 years ago now. Like, well, the end of 2018, so it's like I guess 7 years ago. But at that point, I was just like gambling with options, if you know what I mean. But I'd say I started taking it seriously, like let's say mid 2022. So it's like 3.5 years. I'd say I've been trading like with my actual brain, not just gambling. Hello, Trading View. What are we doing here? So yeah, there's no. Oh, we're gonna open up a 2 minute. So only because we might not open up this 2 minute. So if we close this 1 minute gap, this candle, I'm gonna. So that did not close through the gap, so I can't take that. But the thing I was looking at before was we were gonna open up a 2 minute, but we like just perfectly did not open up a 2 minute gap. And there's no 3 minute, no 4 minute. So this 1 minute is still the highest time frame gap. And if I were to take this, I'd be going break even when either NQ or ES takes the internal high. And one thing I like is it's not like an SMT'd high, where like sometimes I don't like targeting highs, where if like let's say there's a really clear SMT up here, but there's no real clear SMT there. And I mean, if it's gonna come down further, I'm totally fine with that. If anything, I'd say it's higher rated if we're gonna come down below 10 a.m. and hit this unfilled 15 minute, maybe start reacting off that. That's honestly higher rated than this, but there's no shot this thing closes through. So I do kind of like that move down, wick back up, but I still need a good close for the setup to make sense though. Because like for example though, like let's say if this thing closes up here, like what am I gonna break even at 5 points, and then hope it's gonna run 50 points? But so I mean this candle is gonna close in 20 seconds. If it closes strong, I'll take this. But it's definitely gonna be very dependent on how this candle closes. If I take this. We barely closed. I'm not taking that. We closed the gap by like a tick. And there's this wick up. I don't like that. Yeah, at this point too, I feel like if we were gonna invert this gap, I feel like it shouldn't take this long. Like, cause since we've tapped into it, right? This is like one candle, two candle, three candle, four candle. 9:30 has already manipulated, so 10 will expand. It's honestly looking like that. Is this thing? If this candle closes really strong, this is like my last shot at maybe considering this. Nah, I'm not taking that. You said try longs on an ES and NQ. ES will expand. Honestly, I'm probably not going to take this long because you can see how close ES is to this break even point. So like, I feel like even if we close through this gap, I'm going to have to go break even in like 5 milliseconds. This is actually taking forever to invert. I feel like this right here is a setup I'm like for a couple of reasons very happy I passed up on. Like one, I feel like when we close through a gap and it's like by a tick, yeah, because we close through this gap by let's say like actual tick. Yeah. So I feel like when you don't have a strong close through a gap, it's not really like a good inverse. And then on top of that, we just took so long to invert this gap. I feel like the strongest inverses were like, let's say if like we create the gap in like this candle or the second candle after, just like this setup could play out. But you said, are you trading ICT concepts? Yeah, I am. And Knight said, I'm gonna sell right here. Good luck. He said, finally back home. What were you doing, Nick? Good to see you. So low key thing, I'm gonna trade S&P on Alpha. If you do sign for Alpha though, the discount code gets you 30% off until midnight tonight. Just so you know, it's still like the Black Friday deal going on. But after that, it'll go back to 10 after midnight tonight. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of surprised you didn't say gold. Because I feel like a lot of people that used to trade forex, I feel like they like gold. But he said, but I need to ask you something about contracts and scaling. I mean, what about it? He said, if I pass evaluation, how many contracts can you use? Since they're kind of cringe by limiting, one contract to start. Well, I want to say it was two. Oh, and in case anyone wants to see, that's what I use to calculate my position size on futures. I think someone asked me about that yesterday, but um, honestly, I'm just gonna FAQ because I'd be forgetting myself. To my recollection, I thought you could start with two cons, unless I'm bugging. You said, which mentorship did you undergo? I barely want to start learning his concepts. Well, I mean, not 30 seconds sucks. Well, I learned a lot from PB trading, like those guys over there. But I mean, there's a lot of free information on YouTube. Like, you don't necessarily need a mentorship. And ITT has like a lot of information on YouTube for free too. Oh, and Nick, I sent the link. That's the link for the scaling plan. I feel like if you just click that link, when you said two isn't the worst, if it's S&P is 1250 a tick, not where I want to be, but it's manageable. Well, honestly, it's 1250 per tick, but like a tick is the smallest amount of like a price can move. So like there's no gaps here. But so like there's four ticks in a point though, if you know what I mean. So like if you say 1 point on ES, then it would be like whatever 12.5 times 4 is. Yeah, it's like $50 for a point on ES per contract. So like if you do two contracts, that's like $100 per point. Like honestly, 100 points. I think that's enough leverage to be honest, but so the thing I was looking up at before when I was talking kind of was so there's he said can't share my secrets but I have a plan. Okay. But what do you call it? So like in this price leg right here, I was looking for a gap, but honestly, I feel like there's no clean gaps. Like there is this 30-second right here, but I don't like that one to be honest. And there's this one either. He said non live stream at least. It's okay. He said, I'm gonna learn his concepts and tell you how it's going on for me. Oh, well, good luck. Jabulani? Is that how you say your name? I gotta stop messing up people's names. I guess we're not even gonna open up like a 15-minute gap here. It's like perfectly. Oh, wait, no. Not even close. So for us to actually pull back into a 15-minute gap, we still have to come like all the way down here, which is so far away. And we're still kind of chopping around inside this 5-minute gap. I would like to see a pullback here. That'd be nice. You said the World Cup football was named after me in 2010? That's pretty cool. So honestly, I don't know if we're gonna come this far down, but if we can come all the way down here, like take out these lows, tap this unfilled 15, I would love to look for longs out of that. He said, "What's up, Tim? I'm back. Happy to see you again, Fizzard." You did not miss much, to be honest. You said, so if you have 3K profit, does the evaluation count into that? I mean, it's like you make the 3K at least on the 50K to pass the evaluation, and then after that you start on a fresh account with like a zero balance once you're funded. And I never marked out 10 a.m. open on ES. Oh, we're actually below 10 a.m. open on ES now. I'm liking what I'm seeing right now. I'm really liking what I'm seeing right now. So I just wanted to come a little lower. Well, like 5 more points lower, or 10, I guess. Pretty sure ES probably tapped into that 15. There's not even a 15-minute gap on ES. Ooh. So once we tap into this unfilled 15-minute gap, which hopefully we're going to, I'm gonna look for the highest time frame gap in this price leg right here, and I'll take an inverse off that. Using got stopped out. Sorry to hear that. You'll get a next trade. Oh, cool. So we tapped into this unfilled 15-minute gap. That was an interesting dump, but I wouldn't be surprised if the highest time frame gap ends up being this 5-minute right here. I'd take an inverse in it, but I gotta keep paying attention to what's highest time frame. It's snowing where I live. I live in New York. Honestly, I feel like this 5-minute would be best because honestly, if I could take inverse of this 5-minute, I probably would wait to a break even at this like extreme high over. Like if I had to take it off like the 3-minute, for example, I feel like I do a break even there. That's honestly just straight, but so I have to wait like 3.5 minutes till this 5-minute gap would open up. So honestly, when this 5-minute gap opens up, I'm definitely gonna start looking for longs. And honestly, even if I would either take a trade where if I could somehow get an entry where I go break even, where we tap into that unfilled 5 minute gap, I would take that too, to be honest. You said, so I have to earn the right to use more contracts than after already passing the evaluation. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like all the places kind of do that, to be honest. But yeah, I was looking at it though. For at least the zero account, which is the cheaper one, they do limit you back until you make 1.5K. But on the standard account, you can use 2 contracts initially. But the standard account's more. Honestly, I don't think the standard account's worth it, to be honest. Hmm. I'm also debating taking something like this. What is it, 34 points? I might take this if we close through strong. So we did not close through just yet. I want to double check something. So there's no 1 minute gap, no 2 minute, no 3 minute. We might actually open up this 3 minute. Well, if I get my entry, we're not going to open the 3 minute. There's no 4 minute. If we close through this like next candle, I'll take this. Nah. And the thing is, we're probably going to open up this 3 minute. So if we open up the 3 minute, the 30 seconds no longer the high time frame. Unless it wants to shoot up like last second. I'm gonna try this. If we close strong.
Order filled.
Yeah, I'm in there. I could be in for one more contract.
Order filled.
Yeah, good enough. So I just want to make sure there's not a 3 minute gap. Which there is. That's cute. I'm honestly, I'm gonna get out of this a break even if I can.
Order filled.
I'm out there. The main reason I'm out of that break even is only because I was hoping that when we inverted like this 30 second right here, we'd shoot up. Because now we're tapping into this 3 minute, and this 3 minute could get respected. I feel like it sounds picky and annoying, but like I just know there's a chance that we could tap into that 3 minute gap and respect it. Oh, this is tricky. I don't even think I'm gonna get an entry in this 3 minute. And the reason I feel like I just hate that there's this unfilled 4-minute gap here. So I feel like I'd want to go break even there. If I can get a very good close, I might retry this. Yeah, this 3-minute gap's holding a little bit. Yeah, but you probably remember before though how I was like I went break even so quick though, because I knew when I saw that 3-minute gap actually opened up. Oh, I know there's a chance that it could do this, like open up and respect it. Are we gonna close through this? Make up your mind, Nasdaq. What is this? Um, I might try this.
Order filled.
Okay, I'm in there. Can you put my stop? Why is my top step be laggy? So I'm gonna go break even when we hit this unfilled 4-minute gap above. Just going for 1-to-1. Just setting my take profit and stop loss real quick. Not looking so hot so far. So I'm getting ready. If we're gonna hit this unfilled 4-minute gap, I gotta go break even. So I'm just paying attention right now. Oh, my trading view is lagging a little bit. Oh, here we go. Okay, it's back. So I'm not okay. Am I break even there? I'm break even there. So hopefully, I just need this thing to keep running to my take profit at 1-to-1. Like, could it go further than this? Yes, but I'm just going for 1-to-1. And we've tapped into this unfilled 5-minute gap up here now too. So like, if we were gonna remain bearish, like this 5-minute gap would send us down. But I just gotta hope we keep going straight up. You said, bro, how do you journal this multiple trades? I will explain that once this trade is over. I feel like this thing's just gonna run straight to TP. And I want to record my video for my Instagram story. So close yet so far.
Order filled.
Bang. Just hit a win on live stream. I took this on all 3 of my funded accounts. There's chat. I just took, it was honestly a kind of a tricky setup. I took a 3 inverse and there was an unfilled 4-minute gap above. I went break even there and I just went for a 1-to-1. I feel like just we were moving so bullish higher time frame, I was okay with taking it. Honestly, W day. So, I guess what am I gonna do first? I'll answer your question. So how do I journal multiple trades? I feel like that depends on where you're actually journaling. So like there's one software called TradeZella, which I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of expensive, but you can import your trades. So like even if you're trading in Project X like this, you can export your trades as like a CSV file. You can import them into TradeZella, and you can say like, oh well, like I entered 7 mini contracts here, I entered one more here, and I want to combine these into one trade. So like sometimes you get break even on one trade, and like another one is like a $5 loss, so it messes up your win rate. You can like adjust stuff like that in TradeZella. But honestly, for my journaling, yeah, you could mentally journal it. You could I use if you want to do something free instead though, there's a thing called Notion. Like I used to do my journaling on Notion for the longest time, and like you just make columns pretty much. So you say like, "Oh, this is the date, this is the time of day I took this trade at. Was it like counter trend, higher time frame? Like like what confluences did it involve?" And then later at the end of the month though, you can go back and you can look at the screenshots of all your trades, and like you can even filter by any quality too. So like let's say let's say I want to look at trades that only were involving an inverse fair value gap. I can easily in Notion just filter by that. And then you can look at your win rate too, and it'll calculate all that for you. That's for free too. But and obviously too, there's even the journaling thing in here. This is just included with TradingView. I mean TopStep X. But you said what did you say? How many ticks did you hit here and price per tick? I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know the price per tick off the top of my head, but what? So I entered. Where's my long tool? At what? 25,565.75. So I entered there, and I just went for a 1-to-1. So that was 150 ticks I just got, which was $543. I want to somewhere in there. But I'm gonna break down exactly my logic behind taking this trade, and I think I'm gonna go over all the break evens I took because I think I took 2 separate break evens today. So let's go back to TradingView for that. So coming into the session, right? 9:30 market open is all the way like down here, right? So when we opened, I was like so crazy bullish. So like why did I come into the session with this crazy bullish bias? So first, this high up here, like first, if we just look at it internally, it's such a prominent high. Like we got this large wick, we traded away from it, and I feel like when you zoom out, it's just like those highs, when you zoom out and from a mile away you can see them, I feel like those are the biggest draws in liquidity. So, like if we're trending toward them at least. They're just more prominent, right? So when you start on the daily though, I know I have a lot of drawings here. Just do your best to see it. But so we opened up this daily fair value gap right here. We've been respecting it, right? Like yesterday, rated back daily fair value, reacted it, and most of this I was yesterday was so we've now traded into a daily fair value gap. We created this 4-hour fair value gap and inverted it, right? So we're respecting a bullish daily fair value gap and we're disrespecting, right? Obviously, we're in order flow. Top of that, I was talking about this lower time frame prominent high. So like respecting all these, we're moving toward a prominent high. It's just, in my opinion, it's so obvious that we're trending to this high. So what happened when market opened, right? We pretty much just ran straight to it. I feel like the days where there's like these dumb clear draws. Oh, and there was an S&T down here. I forgot to mention at London lows. So like it's kind of hard to see, but if you zoom out really far, right? Like this low over here never got swept out in NQ, but ES like perfectly swept out that same low at London, and then it reacted so clearly off of it. So like sometimes I look at the bottom of the move and I think about, is it sponsored or not? And what I mean by that is like sometimes we'll put in a low at London session that's like in the middle of nowhere. Like, is it going to make sense that we're going to continue if London low was the middle of nowhere? Like, no. It makes a lot more sense that we're going to keep continuing higher if London low tapped into like a bullish 4-hour gap and we're reacting out of it, right? But if London or Asia low is just in the middle of nowhere, I'm not confident. So, but essentially in this case, the low is sponsored, right? We're delivering from something. So I wasn't able to catch a long up to this high up here. And then once that high got hit, I was slightly less bullish, right? Because I feel like the most obvious draw for the day already got hit. But at this point, we ran right through this high and just closed, like, just so strongly through it, right? Like, I'll put my drawing back. So, right, we came through this high and closed so strongly through it, right? So I feel like we're just totally disrespecting this high. Like, if we were going to have some, it would have happened pretty quickly after sweeping out this high. So I noticed that we did open up this 5-minute gap right here. So I think this is where I took my first trade. So we came down into this 5-minute gap. So we're moving bullish higher time frame. I'm pretty sure it was a 30-second. I got to remind myself. I entered at, when did I enter it? 9:50 I entered that first position. Oh yeah, that makes sense. So the first trade that I tried taking was this for a 1 to break this. So there's this 30-second fair value gap right here. We swept out these lows right here, right? So we took out these lows. So we came into this 5-minute gap and we swept the low inside this 5-minute gap, right? So like not only will we be delivering from a 5-minute gap, we're also delivering from liquidity sweep, right? So it's two things put together. And on top of that, I always talk about I love inversions that happen very quickly. So very strong candle close happened like 2 candles after we tapped into the gap. Very strong close, right? So I was hoping we would keep displacing straight up. And there's all these stacked highs up here. That was another reason I thought we might go straight to these highs, but I never got that. So I got stopped at break even really quickly on this setup. I mean, that's totally fine. It's the name of the game, right? So, I mean, the break even from a loss too. So that was that one trade. And then, so from here, I wasn't able to get any more entries delivering from this 5-minute gap. But the thing was, at this point now, we've opened up an unfilled 15-minute gap, right? So let's clean up a little bit. So we have this unfilled 15-minute gap right here. So this is the unfilled 15-minute gap. So we traded down into it. I honestly thought we were so far away. I'm like, are we actually coming back down here? It's kind of annoying. But then this right here got me really excited. We traded into this 15-minute gap. I see get hit. I take one trade that break even me down here. So I feel like from the outside, if you don't fully understand my strategy, it might have looked a little confusing why I like entered this trade and got out of break even 5 seconds later. So essentially, right? So let's get rid of my drawing. So on the 30-second, right? We are inside this 15-minute gap. We've even swept out a low again inside this 15-minute gap. So not only are we delivering from a gap, we're the liquidity sweep, right? And on top of that, if we look at this candle, right, we never actually were able to close below this low. We wicked down, came right back up, right? Very strong reaction. And we closed through this 30-second right here with a very strong candle, right? Like you can see these candles are coming down, wicking right back up. Strong candle closure, right? So I was looking to break even at this unfilled 5-minute gap up here, right? Or no, I'm sorry. I was looking to go break even actually at this high all the way up here. So I had a very, very long distance where I want even, right? One reason this trade. Oh, you said TP got. I don't know when you said that. I wasn't looking at chat, but you said my TP got hit on the sell. Nice, bro. You probably said that a long time ago. But so this first 30-second, we closed through this 30-second. The reason I went break even so quick is on the 3-minute, right? At the time I took this 30-second, we had like 1 minute left until this 3-minute gap was going to open up. And I thought, by the way I saw that 30-second candle close, I thought there's no way that we're going to open up this 3-minute gap right here. Like, we're just going to keep going up and fill it before it forms, right? But a minute goes by and we kind of chop around. That 3-minute gap actually ended up opening up. So I knew there's a chance, like it didn't happen today, but there's still a chance that we could open up this 3-minute gap right here, tap into it, and continue lower. And me personally, I'm not willing to take that chance. So as soon as I saw that that 3-minute gap actually did open up, I pretty much closed the break even the second it kind of came back to tap into that 3-minute. So there was an unfilled 4-minute gap right here, which made this next setup a little weird, right? So next, I was actually basing this trade off of this 3-minute gap that I actually went break even at. So I said if we're to close through this 3-minute at that point, I then have the confirmation that I needed to take this long again because we're delivering from this 15-minute gap and higher time frame. We're moving bullish, right? So the next area we could possibly reject at is this unfilled 4-minute gap right here. And there's another unfilled 5-minute gap right above, which is a very strong draw in my opinion. Because unfilled 5 and 15-minute gap, especially when let's say, right, in this case, we hit this unfilled 5-minute gap and swept this low. At this point, we need to rebalance something in the opposite direction. So this gap, regardless of if we're going to move bullish or bearish, this gap needs to be. So I took a candle close through the 3-minute gap. I went break even at the 4-minute, and we just displaced straight up. Because if you think about it, right, if we are in true bullish order flow, like once we get a good confirmation like that, a close to this gap, we're just going to run straight up. And you can see today is a great example, right? Like that's why I was comfortable going break even so quick, because I do know there's a chance we're going to rip straight up like this. Yeah, I just went for my 1-to-1. So I was in this trade in like 1 minute. No, not 1 minute. And like I took this close here like 3 minutes. Yeah. You said how many? You said ChatGPT claims the standard NQ is $5 per tick. I think it is $5 per tick, but was it $20 per point then? I mean, NQ be moving crazy though, but yeah, and like one other thing with the setup too is that yeah, like me personally, I like going for what I call the low hanging fruit. So like I'm pretty much targeting essentially like equilibrium of this range right here, right? I targeted like just over equilibrium. So like there's a chance we could have came back down. I'm not willing to take that chance. Like today, yeah, I could have hit a crazy trade for over. But like, is that something I'm confident I can do every single day? Not really. And I like walking away with winning days. And I feel like it just fits my system. But does anyone have any questions on anything I just said? And while you guys are thinking about if you have any questions, I don't think I said this at any point, but Alpha Futures is still running their Black Friday sale. It's going to end tonight at midnight. It's 30% off until tonight at midnight. I just said that. But it's unlimited uses, all accounts, so I highly recommend checking out Futures. They are my favorite prop firm. I took advantage of that deal. Oh, I was actually considering, I don't know when I'm going to take trades on these evals. Because I was considering taking trades on these Alpha Futures evals today. Yeah, but I guess no one probably has any questions. I'll show my P&L one more time because I got nothing else to do. Right, so here's my executions, right? I took this trade. That's where I entered, just went for 1-to-1. How many trades is this P&L counter thing I took? It thinks I took 4 trades today. I actually took 3. Not a bad start to the week though. Oh my god, cheap viewers. Oh my god. That guy says that every stream. Or someone comes in saying that every stream. But I guess no one probably has any questions. So I do appreciate everyone stopping by today. And join the free Discord in the pinned comment. And also, like I said before, check out Alpha Futures. That discount is going to end tonight at midnight, 30% off. But I do appreciate everyone stopping by today. I hope you guys have a good rest of your